Alrighty, yo, what is up, knights? Aegis Rick here, back with some more DFO. Now, guys, in this video, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm not going to be doing any kind of gameplay, no PvE or PvP, obviously, but I do want to show you guys a gear build, or, you know, just a gear showcase of my Elven Knight right now, because I've been playing a lot of Elven Knight. I know I haven't made a video in a really long time, but I've been playing it a lot on the stream, almost every day, and if you guys can see, I don't know if you know what this weapon is, but a lot of things have changed since the last time that I've played my Elven Knight, and I've gotten to that point, honestly, where I feel like I am extremely powerful. So before we go on here, guys, and make more content for my Elven Knight in terms of PvE and endgame content, I do want to showcase what my build is and what my, or really just what my gear is right now. So anyway, guys, I'm going to quickly showcase my status, and we're going to go over it pretty quickly. You guys can see my HP. I'm actually stacking a lot of extra strength right now, and it's contributing to a lot to my physical attack, which is getting close to that 1200 mark. I'm still working on it. I don't know if I can get it much higher, though. So got a pretty decent independent attack power, really high actually for Elven Knight. Our physical defense, obviously, we have a full set of level 70 gear. It's not as strong as it could be, but at the same time, I'm getting a lot of extra set effects that are making me stronger. So it is stacking well with my Unswayable Conviction buff, which actually gives me attack power based on how much defense I have. So I have a lot of defense right now, which is contributing to my physical attack. My physical crit is pretty low. That's probably the next step that I want to try to stack, because I've only got about a 40% buff right now, or 40% physical crit, and it's not critting every time. I'd like to get to that point, but again, I'm gonna need some cards and stuff to try to get that, and maybe better avatars and stuff to get to that limit, because I'm nowhere close to it right now. You guys can see I'm actually really fast attack, cast, and move speed. I've pretty much, for all my avatars, I've been using a lot of stacking of the speeds. So I've been stacking my attack and movement speed. I even got casting speed due to the avatars, just because I think there are a few skills that are affected by it, those being like War Cry and stuff like that. So aside from that, you guys can see I do have a full Chronicles set. We'll talk about that in a sec, but it's giving me 90 extra exorcism, which is great because I don't have to change out my gears for whenever I want to do the other verse. And finally, probably most importantly, we have a bunch of fire damage. Now, you're probably asking yourself, and you've probably already seen it if you're looking at my items right now, why I'm trying to stack fire damage. I have a bunch of fire damage and not much of else, and that's because I got a new sword, guys, the Yang sword, Gangjang. So I'm going to put this on the screen just to show what the stats are right there. It's a really awesome sword. It inflicts fire damage, and also inflicts, it grants extra fire damage as well. I put a card on there that's giving me strength 30. It's kind of like a temporary card, since it's like one of the best cards I had for weapon at the time. But, you know, I also refined it to +4 for Kiri enhanced it to +10, and it is really strong. You guys can see it actually has an extra effect on it that gives 20 fire damage for 20 seconds to the whole party at the cost of one red cube fragment. So it's just another way to get even more fire damage. I'd get upwards of 100-something fire damage with this sword, and it's active. And in fact, if I had a party member that also had the Yin sword, Makia, I'd have extra effects as well. I haven't found anybody that has it, but it kind of has that synergy, right? It's really good. So I have to kind of explain what happened with the Yang sword, man. I got super lucky. Recently, you know, I've been doing the TOD series. I haven't really been making the videos for it, but I have been recording every run, and I finally got to 100 about last week, and I opened the TOD pot, and boy, do I gotta say, was I fucking lucky. In fact, if we go over there right now, the reason I was lucky is because the pot itself has, you know, you can buy a pot right now, and this is the pot I bought. It was a Slayer, or I think it was this one actually. It's a Slayer weapon. Costs 5,000 or 5 million to open it, and it's guaranteed I'm gonna get an epic Slayer type weapon that's level 60 or above. And you know, the Elven Knight, as you guys can know, only can wear as a Zomb Otto, so I was limited. There was a lot of weapons that I could have gotten that would have been absolutely useless. So lo and behold, I did end up opening it. I got a Zomb Otto, and out of all the Zomb Ottos that I got probably the strongest Zomb Otto in the whole freaking game. Oh! It happened! I did it! Oh, man! The odds! The odds! I did it! 85! Oh, even in KD there's nothing really stronger than this sword. And I hear it's going to get buffed later on in the future, actually. It's going to be getting, once the Liberation weapons come out, I'm going to be getting light damage and stuff like that. Some of the epics are going to get buffed up, and this is one of them. So I'm looking forward to that. So, you know, there was that, guys. That was, like, one of the most cool things. Honestly, it was a big load off, honestly. You get an epic item that you can use on top of the fact that you got something that was really good. So I got really fortunate right there. And I've been using it ever since. If you guys have been on the stream, you guys have seen it, and my Elven Knight's been really strong. That being said, we did get a bunch of other stuff as well. Yesterday, I believe I was farming for the Chronicles Set, or the day before I was farming for the Chronicles Set, and I did get an entire Chronicles Set. Finally finished my Shield Rush Infinite chain. It was kind of weird. I only needed one more piece for the full set, but the RNG gods gave me both of the ones that I was missing. The shoulder and the belt were my most recent additions, the belt being a cursed set, but I'm just going to keep the set right here just so you can read it. It's giving me, it's basically a set that can make it easier for people to chain rush. It reduces the failure area, so I mean at the max 9 set, which I do have, it's something like you have a 20% chance of failure. The space in which you can fail is only like really tiny, so you kind of have to really fuck up your chain rush to miss it. But because of that, the success area is actually really big, if you guys can think about it. I'm going to be making future PvE videos. We'll explain it more there, but here's the set effect, guys. The 9 set effect is actually giving me a massive buff to the Faithful Breakthrough skill, which is my level 70 skill. And it is incredibly powerful. It is basically giving extra hits on top of increasing the damage. It does increase the cube clear count, but at the same time, it makes it massively powerful. It's absolutely one of my strongest skills. Can one-shot people in the ultimate difficulty. So, again, like I said, we'll explain this set further in the future, but I just want to say we did get the full set. In fact, if I look in my inventory right now, I actually have even the armlet. I did only craft one piece of this set. I just want to say, like, oh, why didn't you go for the other set? It's because I've literally dropped every single piece of this except the ring. And the reason for that is because I wanted to wear this armlet or bracelet, and I do have the armlet. I could have worn the armlet, but I wanted to wear the bracelet instead, so I needed the last piece I didn't have, the ring, to still get the 9th set. So we got the bracelet for the ancient dungeons, those being the King's Relic, and we did the quest for it. We did the dungeon multiple times. Finally ended up with the set, or the Great Glory bracelet. And it's an awesome bracelet. It gives attack damage, and that's probably the reason why most people get it, 9%. And it kind of synergizes well. If I just have only one piece of gear I can wear, I'm probably going to pick the one that gives me just straight up 10 extra damage, or 9% extra damage. As you guys can see, my accessories also have cards on them, which are giving me fire damage plus 10. Of course, this is to synergize well with the Yang Sword. The card that this is the Arsenic Bentic card. So it's an upgraded Arsenic Bentic card, giving me fire damage plus 10. So I got 30 extra fire damage just by putting it on these pieces of gear, which I'm pretty much not going to be switching out. So on top of that, I did want to mention, all of my gear right now is superior. I've been using hella Kaleido boxes, but we've been getting a lot recently through the event, so I pretty much didn't have to buy pretty much anything. I think all of my gear right now is superior. My sword definitely is. The only piece I've been trying to get is the Great Glory bracelet. It keeps going exceptional. So, but that being said, everything else is superior, and I'm working on it right now. You guys can see some of my gear is plus 10. I'm trying to get everything to plus 10. The bracelet's plus 10. This is plus 10. It's been costing me a lot of money, though. I only have 209,000 gold to my name. This should be plus 10, these two, but then I can't enhance anything else because I'm out of money. So this one right here is actually a cursed piece of equipment right here, because you can tell due to the interdimensional vitality. I'm not really going to go through the cursed gear, but suffice to say, it's the strongest gear that you can get. It technically will make it the strongest set possible if it's cursed, but the problem is you can't enhance it using Kiri enhancement. You got to go to Clonter instead, and trust me when I say it costs so much more materials to enhance your gear. Just say, for instance, you know, plus 1 is going to cost me like 1,000 cubes. So, and that number is just going to keep getting higher as we get higher enhancement. So, I am not looking forward to cursing all of my gear, but this one I had no choice. It dropped cursed, I uncursed it, and now I have it as a set effect. So everything else I'm going to try to get to plus 10 aside from this cursed gear. That being said, talking about the cursed gear, I did find in a lost treasure a golden amplification grimoire, which will basically curse a piece of gear and enhance it to plus 7 to 10 Hopefully I get the plus 10 because I'm going to try to use that Golden Grimoire on the Yang Sword because, you know, it's technically stronger than plus 10 Kiri because I get the extra benefit of the interdimensional stat. So I think if I get a good enhancement, I'll be able to get interdimensional, you know, strength. I'll be able to choose that, and then also I'll get it to plus whatever it gets to. So I am going to be trying to do that with the Yang Sword, but I'm holding out on it because I'm not too sure. I'm nervous. I'm trying to curse this thing because once you curse it, you can't go back. So, but that's just on the table. I'll probably do that before the Grimoire expires. And aside from that, finally, guys, we did get the Blue Wave Prime title. I had to buy this because I didn't have it. I had to get the Prime because the Prime has move speed on it, so I wanted to have some town move speed as well. Finally, guys, I did put some extra cards aside from the Arsenic Bentix I threw on my accessories. I think this is the, I don't know, the Chief card right here. It gives me 30 strength. I just threw it on the weapon. It's kind of temporary until I can find something better. I went through all of my cards right now, and I just tried to put some of the best stuff right there. This one might be the Commander Tau or something like that. These three don't even have cards. This one is the Petite NPC card, which gives 5 crit and magic crit. Probably another card I'm going to have to farm. I mean, now we're at that point, guys. We have our set effects and stuff. We got to start farming for cards and stuff. Some in-game extra bonuses. I got to farm for... I want to try to get the Kane card, which can give me a 9% extra crit. And for instance, I want to farm the Gold Dragon Tournament because I can get a bead that I can put on this title as well to get some extra stats. So this one I already did. It was the Altar of Ascension, and you do it enough times and you can get the, I forget what card it was, I think the Luminous guy, which gives me physical damage as well as, you know, increases my crit passive and stuff. So that's actually pretty good, actually. It's giving me some extra crit and physical power, which is pretty good. In fact, I hear that physical power is stronger than just flat strength. I just didn't have the cards to put it in. These are some of the best cards I had. I just threw them in there. So I wanted to use this Hyper Mecha Tau card, which gives a lot more fire damage. I probably would have thrown it into this Great Glory Bracelet, but the thing is, I got to upgrade it. And it's really hard to upgrade unique cards. It's just difficult. I've thrown a lot of cards at it and just lost a lot of cards and not having a lot of luck with upgrading it. So in the meantime, I just upgraded something that was easier, the Arsenic Bentix, since it's only rare. And I'll live with that until I can upgrade the Hyper Mecha Tau card. Like I said, temporary, just something that'll boost me up for now. And then if I get anything better, I'll have no problem replacing them later. So there's all my gear, guys. In terms of my avatar, I'm building primarily speed, as I mentioned. I got cast speed on the top. I do have the full advanced avatar set. I do have physical crit emblems here. I have attack speed emblems on everything else, even the skin and the aura, which are both giving me extra stats. I do have the emblems on here. I might consider switching these out, the attack speed emblems, both in the aura and the skin, just because I might be able to switch them out with a physical crit and get, you know, something like 8% crit extra if I just stack that. But I'm considering it right now. I'm really fast. I'm kind of used to the fastness right now. So attack speed. We also got move speed and the move speed bottom avatars as well, and some physical defense and all that. So our avatars are pretty standard right now. They are full of emblems, so don't have to worry about that anymore for a while until maybe the rare avatars come out. And then finally, guys, last thing we'll talk about is the pet. Right now I was considering getting a petite pet out of the shop because those of you guys who actually have petite pets, you guys know they actually give, well, I guess you can't see it right now. They actually give a lot of crit damage. They give 7% crit damage, which none of the pets I have right now do that in terms of the stat bonuses. But the 7% crit damage would have synergized pretty well with the fact that I don't have anything else that has crit damage. If you guys don't know, attack damage and crit damage don't stack. So if you get two pieces of gear that don't have, or that have crit or attack damage, it won't stack. It'll pick the highest value. So if, right now, currently, with all of my gear, I don't have anything that gives me crit damage. So that's something that you want to look for. At least have one piece of gear that will give it to you. And the petite pets do that for the most part. Are some of the class's only ways of getting crit damage on a piece of gear. Right now, I don't have a petite pet. I have pretty much the next best thing. I have the Enderon of the Freeze here. He's really good because he can give you an overskill that gives you 15% extra damage for 20 seconds. So, I mean, he has a buff. Instead of having just stat bonuses, he just has straight up 15% damage buff, which is really good. So, I'm not complaining at all. Marbus did the same thing. In fact, it did a stronger one since he's a higher level, but you know, it's good for now. I'll wait until they have better pets, but right now in the cash shop are limited right now by what we have. So anyway, guys, we have little things like that to do. Maybe a better pet later on in the future. Don't really have to worry about avatars until they release the rare avatars later on, and finally some cards and beads to put in my gear. I think are some of the last things that I have to do in terms of gearing out my knight, guys. So alrighty, guys, one thing that I didn't do is showcase my build. You guys can see my SP right now is 0-0, so I've gotten a ton of I've tried to utilize it as best I could across the top. You guys can see some normal. I picked up Indomitable Spirit so I can kind of reserve my chain rush. I only picked one skill to do that because I have the chain. I use chain shield and the Indomitable Spirit to save my chain rush. You don't really need anything else since you have buffs all around. In terms of my basic skills, nothing really controversial here. I picked up the max level Ancient Boar for the stun effect. Really good for starting combos. Disarm does a lot of damage and actually stacks pretty well with the defense debuff. Now at level 20 is actually something that, you know, could change along the way. Some people don't pick up max level Sentence. I still love it for the single target damage, but to do that I had to compensate by only having a level 1 Ancient Deer, which is something I used throughout my entire time leveling because it does a lot of damage to regular enemies, but Sentence does a lot more damage to single target skills. So if you're fighting a lot of, you know, otherverse bosses or just bosses in general, Sentence is absolute top tier. So I like having that for the single target skills and then using everything else for the AoE. So Ancient Deer, you know, I'd like to have it maxed, but you know, you don't have enough points. So instead, what we're using for AoE is stuff like the Overwhelm. Overwhelm does a pretty good amount of damage, but the defense down is probably why you want to use it the most. Stacks pretty well with the Disarm as well. Lowering their defense both ways, a flat defense amount and a percentage-based amount, so that's pretty good. Verdant Sword is what we're using mostly for doing a lot of damage, especially since it's so easy to hit the max level Chain Rush with the Shield Rush Infinite Chain. And we're also getting benefits on lower cooldown on these skills right here. So Lens Evolution, absolutely high damage. Same thing with the Pulverized, Harbinger, and the Faithful Breakthrough, all of them doing massive damage. So definitely got to get them all maxed. Everything else is for utility. You guys can see I don't even use Natural Restraint anymore. I used to, but maybe we can learn it again. But Impregnable Defense for Otherverse and other uses, and not to mention Faithful Breakthrough, max level, absolutely. In terms of TP, if they had a TP for fucking Faithful Breakthrough, you best believe I would have gotten it, but maybe later to get it. So for the high damage skill, so it's being Pulverized in the Verdant Sword, we got a max with TP skill. Chain Rush, obviously max, and then I decided to put 2 points into Lens Evolution and then 1 into Disarm. So that's our build right now, guys, and it's working out pretty well. We got max level skills just to do max level damage with our good synergy with our Shield Rush Infinite Chain. Anyway, guys, that's all I wanted to explain today. Like I said, I want to go over the Shield Rush Infinite Chain set. I want to show that off, but for now, guys, I just want to show off my gear so you guys aren't surprised later on in the future when you're like, holy shit, Rick, you're doing billions of damage. Because trust you me, once I made this change, once I did all the quests, once I got my Chronicles set, I am doing massive damage now. But expect that coming in the near future when I start doing some PvE on my knight, guys. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Just had to get this video off my chest and just prove to you guys how strong my Elven Knight's getting. I'm really excited to show this off to you guys. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you knights later.